So, so like I said, um, it's a great privilege for us to have this conference once in a month like this every time. Um, and also, every time we come together like this, you can be sure that you'll be getting some very detailed and vital information from the best brains you can ever get in town. Because we carefully choose our keynote speakers coming to speak on different subjects of life. These are keynote speakers with proven, record in whatever they do and whatever they are speaking on. Okay. And normally, if you were to be attending the conferences where these keynote speakers speak, you would have been paying to listen to them. But due to the fact that we are a community-based organization trying to give back to the society by investing back in people and also in things and places. They accept to come on board to speak for free. Okay? So I'm saying this to encourage you to look very critically into whatever is going to be discussed, whatever is going to be shared, what strategies, what information is going to be shared with us on this platform again today, as always. And of course, also, as we begin just in a few minutes from now to listen to our keynote speaker talking to us tonight, you might want to do someone good by sharing this opportunity with someone. You might want to share the link. We are currently live on YouTube. So you might want to share the link with someone to join, or you can also share the Zoom link with someone to join and be part of this. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be wonderful. And I want to encourage you to make sure you have your writing materials with you where you jot one or two things. And why are we here tonight? Like I said, last month um, we had the third edition of our Health is Wealth conference. So it's the conference we hold to sensitize people on health matters. Health is wealth. Okay, so we had the third edition last month, 3.0, and it's always something amazing for us. And of course, our YouTube also serves as a kind of repository where people can go back to also catch up with this powerful information shared during our conferences for free. So this month is not for health, but it's for finance. Okay, so this month is for finance. And basically, we are looking into how to identify, identify. So the first is to identify, and then the second will be to turn what you have identified. And what are you identifying? What are you turning? You're identifying your transferable skills, or let me say skills first, skills. And out of those skills, which ones are transferable? Okay. Maybe not all skills are transferable, but the fact remains that everyone has one skill or the other that can be adopted and transferred for use in another space. Everyone has that. No matter what you do, no matter where you are, definitely have one skill or the other that you can adopt for another, for use somewhere else, for your profit, for your advantage. Okay, so that's what we call transferable skill. The kind of skill, it might be in form of experience, it might be in form of a particular knowledge area that you have mastered over time with peradventure some proven records, of impact in that area. And of course, it doesn't have to, come with impact, as it were, but of course, something that has become a part of you that you can maximize. The point is, everyone definitely has something that somebody else is looking for, that somebody, this is the basic truth. And maybe we start from there. No, there's something I tell generally, I mean, just like a quote, that sometimes when I hear people say, oh, this person is useless, this person is it's just completely worthless. No. The bottom line is nobody is useless. Everybody is useful, but you are the most useful in your own area. Okay? You are the most useful in your own area. And I'll quickly share a tip, like an example I used to back up that saying. Uh, there was a particular time a professor was on a trip, traveling on his jeep, in his car, and along the way, he had a flat, he had one of his one of his wheels. So about three knots, got missing on one of the wheels, one of the tires along the line. So he couldn't continue with that trip. So he had to stop and park, thinking, worried, and it was already getting very dark. A professor. So he couldn't continue on the journey. Absolutely, he had to park, and it was getting dark. So definitely, there's nothing you could do at that point. You couldn't continue. Otherwise, it will be a major risk because if he moves further, what it means is that tire, that wheel might come off anytime, and that can cause an accident. So he had to park. When he got that notification from the steering, of course, the steering wasn't balanced again, lost balance. The steering lost balance because three knots had gone off from one of the tires. So he parked. Suddenly, a madman was approaching from afar off, drunk, heavily drunk, a madman. And then the professor, you know, seemed, of course, it wasn't his business. So the madman was just approaching, and the madman looked so interested in having a conversation with the professor. So he moved closer to the professor to check what was going on. And then he asked the professor what the matter was. But of course, how do you how do you place that a madman having a conversation with a professor, asking the professor what was the problem? On a normal scale, it doesn't sound reasonable, right? It doesn't make sense. So the professor said, please get out, you useless madman. What have I got to do with you? So it doesn't make any sense, right? Now, the madman stood staggered backwards and observed very closely. And then he saw what the problem was. He saw the tire and he saw what the problem the prof was going to deal with or battling with at that time. And then he laughed. The professor got angry the more. What kind of stupid man? What exactly is your problem? Can you just get out of this place? Can you leave me alone? Of course, he was frustrated already. Now a madman is coming to laugh at him and make jest of him, a professor. Oh. So guess what? The madman said, this is what the problem is, right? Now you have three wheels still intact, three tires, okay? And you have five nuts on each of those tires. If you take one nut from each of those three tires, three wheels, and use it to complete the missing one on this particular wheel, on this particular tire, then you can proceed with your journey. Okay? Then you can proceed. It's simple. It's as simple as that. Okay? I don't know if you got that logic. It's very simple wisdom. And it was that time that it dawned on the professor that, look, oh, I think this madman is making some sense. Now it sounded sensible. So he took the advice, not considering the fact that it's coming from a madman. But now a madman is making some sense. So he took the advice. Of course, obviously it would work. He just needed that wisdom. So he took off one nut from each of those tires and then added it to the missing one on the problematic tire or wheel. And then the car was ready to fire again. Okay. Now, look at what happened there. It looked as if the madman was useless, of course, but he was useful in his own area. My own conclusion or summation or assumption is that peradventure, before the madman went mad, maybe he had some vulcanizing experience. Maybe he was a vulcanizer before he went mad, or he had some vulcanizing experience, or he has a friend, or in a way he has that knowledge of tires, knowledge of wheel, knowledge of car, knowledge of automobile. Definitely he has something connected to a vehicle, to tires. Now that became a skill in a way that he transferred even in madness to help that man. It wasn't useless, but it was useful in his own area. Okay, so nobody is useless. What you have that peradventure you are even looking down on, someone needs it somewhere. Now, how can you transfer that skill for your own profit? That skill that someone else needs, that a particular country needs, a particular community needs, how can you transfer it to your own advantage? Okay, everybody has. It just varies. You definitely have one skill or the other that you can transfer. You can make use of some, you can adopt for use somewhere else. Now, it's another thing entirely how you now make use of that skill and convert it for your profit. Everybody definitely is a marketer. Whether we're aware of it or not, everybody is a marketer. But not everybody is a professional marketer. Not everybody makes money from marketing. If you have bought a jacket, okay, and it looks good on you, someone asks you, where did you get this from? Oh, I got it from so shop. And then the person goes there to get one for himself. You have successfully marketed that brand without even being aware that you were a marketer and you didn't even get paid for it. That's a marketing skill. Now, if you become aware of it, that this is a skill, this is something I can make money from, then you go to meet the seller, have a deal with the person. When I refer someone to you, I get so amount. I get so percentage. So definitely everybody has a skill that you can transfer for your advantage. So it's a matter of someone coming to professionally open your eyes to these skills and how you can identify and turn them into your own profits. Okay, so and that's why we are here tonight. I just had to give that brief introduction to whet our appetite and to supply a bit of background to why we're here tonight before we take off on this flight tonight. It gives me great joy to um welcome in our midst tonight an amazing personality. She's one of the uh, most resourceful persons I've met. Um, on my youth engagement across Africa over the years. We met during a youth engagement conference in yeah, it was in Ghana. Yeah, it was a youth engagement conference in Ghana. We met, and then we just got connected from there. She's just an amazing person with huge capacity, and it will shock you how many streams of income she runs, what projects she has on ground that she runs, different things that she does at different capacities, just in a single person. I really covet that in her. She's just a woman of capacity, a woman of substance. So you definitely would learn a lot from her tonight if you can be attentive enough. Okay, I can tell you that you learn a lot, practical things, a lot from her. I'm telling you, she's somebody I know, so I'm not telling you to just psych her up. No, I'm telling you something practical because I know her. I've worked with her. And in fact, she's even one of our advisory board members in Carlos Development Foundation. So we've worked on different projects together before and even now. So it's amazing tonight to have Susan Sagina in our midst tonight. She's going to be introducing herself in her own way, and we'll just glide on from there. Okay. So, Susan, you're most welcome. It's a privilege to have you here tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bankole, for the humbling words. I'm really humbled to be here. And indeed, I'm very proud of what Bank of Opportunities has become. And I'm equally very proud of what Carlos Development Foundation is doing. Thank you so much, Adorenke, for just letting us know what Carlos Development Foundation does and what achievements so far have been uh, made to this point. And congratulations. My name is Susan Sagina Adongo, as you have been told. I'm from Kenya.
And sorry, before you proceed, let me say this. I think it's important to say this. Some of you may think, oh, she's she looks like a maybe 25-year-old lady. Yeah. That's one thing about her that I've not told you about. She's happily married with I think two kids, right?
Three.
Three kids. Yeah. So happily
Yes.
married with three kids. And Susan, as we speak, is over 40. She's over 40 years. So you are shocked, right? Yeah, she's over 40 years. But of course, you won't know. So I just have to, mention that so you have it as part of the information in your bag about her tonight. Okay. So
Thank you very much, Bankole, for the humbling words as well. Indeed, I'm 41 and I run various projects in different countries and in different capacities. Just but a few, I'm one of the advisory members of Carlos Development Foundation, aka Bank of Opportunities. I founded Great Minds Mentorship. I'm currently running a UN-funded project in Western Kenya, where I'm in consultancy. I lead the same project. I do so many things. I cannot mention all of them here. We will just go straight to, to the subject matter. I would like to share my screen. Can you hear me?
yes, please, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
Yes, I would like to share my screen. Mm. And I would just encourage you to be quite attentive, and the sessions will basically be interactive enough. Just a minute. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes, we can see it now. So you might want to put it on full screen.
Yeah. Just a minute. Yeah, basically, we are looking at how to identify your transferable skills and how to transfer them or transform them into income generating opportunity. And this session is basically a guide to leverage your abilities for financial growth. And I'm so proud and I'm privileged to be hosted by my able colleague. I normally call him my co-pilot because he's equally full of so many capabilities. And having worked with him through many projects in life and across Africa, I'm so proud to just share to you that you are at the right place. And indeed, having been in this place, you will really grow. Basically, I'm going to talk about how to identify your transferable skills and the types of skills that are marketable, industry-specific skills, and how you can differentiate between your skills, your talents, and your gifts so that you know how to leverage them maximally to your potential for income growth or to get some sources of income. Then we shall look at skills that can become a business in your various contexts. We are also going to look at skills for active versus skills for passive income generation. And then we shall also be looking at platforms where you can apply these transferable skills to earn money from it, or platforms that you can equally learn and get to gain much of these transferable skills. So in the world today, it is actually a dynamic world full of just a dynamic job market with a lot of potential in creativity, and therefore adaptability is key for these transferable skills because this will also enhance your employability. Therefore, this presentation will basically take you through issues of identifying your specific transferable skills and also how you can employ these skills in a marketable way, actually to just make it you relevant into the job market. Then I'll also take you through how you can transform your talents and skills into profitable businesses, and eventually leveraging on platforms that are available to generate active and passive income. So basically, what are transferable skills? You all know. When you came here, I suppose you had an idea of what transferable skills are. These are basically the abilities and qualities that can be applied across different jobs, industries, and contexts. That means you can, it's not only learned, it can also be from talent, it can also be from skills that have been earned over time. So, and they're not tied specific to one role. Basically, they cut across different roles and a variety of situations. For example, we have communication skills, we have problem-solving skills, teamwork, time management, leadership, adaptability, critical thinking, customer service, and there are many, many more. Yeah, you can name them. There are so many transferable skills. So how do you identify these transferable skills? How do you identify them? Yeah. So I want to take you through various ways in which you can identify transferable skills based on your ability and based on what you do and based on your circumstances and based on your situations. One, One way of identifying these transferable skills specific to you would be to reflect on your experiences. Each and every one of us has experiences. Therefore, every day to day, like each one of you handles things in every day-to-day life. That is what we call experiences. So look at your experiences, reflect on those experiences and what you go through on a day-to-day basis. So that is when now you can understand how your abilities apply in different contexts. Therefore, this will just, for example, look at your various roles you undertake from day to day. And for example, we can imagine, just imagine yourself having employed, because I'm sure some of you are employed, some of you are self-employed, some of you are business owners, and even some of you are just working in companies and different organizations. Therefore, look at the projects you have been doing or the projects that you have already done. And with different teams, with different organizations, just have that reflective moment. And in this case, you'll be able to understand. For example, you assume you are an employee of an organization, you looking at various roles you have been doing. For example, you have been leading a team as a manager in a company, or as a team leader or a group leader in a certain company. So therefore, one of the roles could be leading a team. I'm just giving an example, but you can think it through based on your situation and circumstances. So leading a team, that means the transferable, if you have successfully led a team, the transferable skill that you should assume having would be leadership, which means you are leading and motivating teams. Then creating project timelines. If you are engaged or you are involved in any way planning for timelines and tasks and all that, then you have a time management skill where you organize projects properly. Then, for example, you are into a situation where there is conflict in your organization, conflict of interest, conflict in terms of people not understanding each other. In many ways, you can address conflicts within an organization. Then it means you have a conflict resolution transferable skill. Then let's look at the second way. The second way would be you analyze job descriptions. I suppose each and every one of you who are employed or self-employed have their tasks outlined clearly, or responsibilities that have been outlined every day, whether routine or in whatever way. So within these roles, you can identify the skills based on what you do daily. So just list down the roles you do. For example, if you are an administrator, you wake up in the morning, you supervise a team, you create timetables for working, you create meetings, you resolve conflicts, you meet managers to report. Those are the roles you list down. And then against the roles, you put essential skills. For example, when you want, and this, I told you initially, these skills are cross-cutting. You could have a certain role and you're also transitioning to another role. It is important to just list down common roles and responsibilities within these roles. For example, looking at communication skills would cut across the roles. If you are engaged in two roles, it would cut across. For example, it would be very critical for your marketing and sales opportunities. So looking at client relationship management, some of you are very good at handling clients, meaning When a client comes, you address them properly with humility and kindness, but at the same time, with some kind of feedback. Then that means you have a transferable skills in client relationship management. In this case, you'd basically look at maintaining client relationship roles. You deal with clients and you definitely identify such opportunities within the marketplace relating to the client relationship, which we are going to look at as we go. Then we have skills related to strategic planning roles. So when you are engaged in a strategic planning role, basically it's about just putting things in order, creating objectives and a direction towards what you're doing. Then in this case, the transferable skills would be devising strategies. Personally, I'm a strategist. I create political strategies. I create company strategies, and so many have grown out of that. And I believe I have that transferable skill because having done that, it creates a change. Then the third way of how to identify your transferable skill would be to assess your past experiences. Just sit down, reflect, look at your past. What have been your strengths? Having looked at your past, you see what have you succeeded in the past at? What are the kind of activities that have made you stand out? Those are the strengths you identify. Then you recognize your weaknesses from the past. We call it a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is SWOT analysis. SWOT means S means strengths, weaknesses, that is for W, opportunities, and threats. Once you create that, you write down, then you are able to identify your skills from it. Because when you identify your strengths, for example, it will help you to identify skills that you are very, very good at, that contributes to your success. That is when now you can leverage on those skills to get into the job market and to get into the relevant platforms to ensure that you are somewhere and you're earning your money. Then you recognize your weaknesses. By recognizing your weaknesses doesn't mean that you're negative. No, it is just a way to help you identify where you are not good at so that you do not focus your strength on it. Then from these strengths, weaknesses, you are able to identify your transferable skills. Then the fourth way of identifying your transferable skills is through seeking feedback from others. I remember we had a forum in, was it in Kigali, Rwanda, where we were in a Youth Spark forum, and we had a forum where each one of us was writing something about the other person. And many of my friends within the session, I got over 30 notes of my colleagues from the session just talking about me. And Bankole was one of them. He actually described what I am. Up to now, I still have the notes. I have stuck them on my vision board just to, when I look at it, and Bankole told me I'm a powerful lady, a lady full of capabilities. It's really encouraging, and it gives me the strength and the belief that indeed I can move into something and I do it. And that has given me confidence into moving into technical things, which basically are thought to be men-centered. And it's because I have had opinions from my friends who are nearer to me, and of course, positive opinions. And out of those 30, I have put them and I got different insights on basically the transferable skills which I own. And it has really helped me. So that could be an approach. You could get into a session with friends. You ask them to write down what they think about you. Positive vibes only, positive stuff only. So you definitely want to stick the notes for each one of your friends' opinion about you. Every morning you wake up, you look at it, it really fuels you into your transferable skills, because having transferable skills and implementing them and also having that force to fuel it is just the combining forces that would help you to move ahead. For example, just ask your colleagues, mentors, your parents, your siblings to highlight everything that they think about you. And you will be shocked that actually you're talented. There are areas where you may not know. Yeah. So that is how you can also identify your transferable skills. Then another way, the fifth way, is to link the skills to different industries. For example, you have been for example, if you are somebody who has been from one job to the other job, and you are engaged into different roles, these roles have a common merging point. For example, you are a manager in a non-profit organization, and then you go into another profession, which is maybe a finance in a different industry. You have been in a real estate industry and you have gone to a finance industry. In this case, there is a merging point. For instance, I'm a project manager by practice, and I'm a planner, a physical planner. So I look out to the projects I have done, which, for example, are very different from what I had studied. Is basically, I'm dealing with an agricultural project. And initially, I was dealing with a community engagement project. They are totally different. One is physical, the other one is an outreach. So basically, what is merging the two roles together? What is merging them basically in my context is my project management skills. With project management, you can manage any project of any industry. So those are the areas you have to also look at. For example, when you are in a non-profit, in a managerial position, and you are also relevant to a financial position where you are a financial admin, basically you will have to, you see, the common skills would be budget management. In all the sections, you'll have to manage budgets. So definitely a transferable skill that would be accrued to your capability would be budget management. Then analytical skills. Of course, when you're dealing with finance, you have to be analytical. And when you are a manager, you are also supposed to be analytical in what you do. So basically, analytical skills is cross-cutting between the two roles. Then we have the strategic thinking. Of course, it's cross-cutting between the two roles. So that is how you have definitely identified your transferable skills. So basically, then that's it, how you can link skills from different industries. Because I'm sure some of you are employed and you're also trying to find a way of sustaining yourself on the side. In Kenya, we call it side hustles. You could be employed and you have a side hustle. Of course, you have a 9 to 5 job, and in the night you have something you're just running to boost your income streams. So in conclusion, this transferable skills is just a combination of introspections, analysis, and also just seeking feedback. You can combine all the methods. It doesn't matter whether you're using one, you're using two, or you can combine all of them. And the more you combine, the better, because you come up with clearer results and you'll come up with the common transferable skills. And that's when now you'll realize you have those skills that would need to get into the job market. Now, having finished or having tackled about identifying your transferable skills, I now know, you now know how to identify your transferable skills. So what are these transferable skills that are marketable? Yeah. Having skills is one thing, but the marketability of such skills is another thing. So once a skill is marketable, then definitely it would lead you to an income generating opportunity. So we have the technical skills. Currently, we have industries which are high demand and they require such technology and specialized tool to solve problems. For example, we have programming skills and we have data analytics. Data analytics skills is a cross-cutting thing, which is very important for us to practice, because every decision or every genuine decision is driven by data insights or evidenced by data. So that is what you cannot run away from. So also keep on checking out for the data analytics skills. You cannot make a decision without a data-driven insight. Then we have programming. Of course, it's technical. For those who can do programming, we have platforms where you can learn such a skill and basically venture into remote opportunities. I do other things, but on the side, I've been doing a programming course with Azubi Africa. Azubi Africa does the trainings on programming and Python. And then they also look for ways, if you are not employed or if you are interested in getting remote opportunities, they also provide. So apart from doing what I do, I also enhance my skills. And I felt that it's important to really be updated with data insights in whatever I do. And that's why I ventured into data analytics with Azubi Africa. Then we have the communication skills, which are very essential for each and every one of you. Communication skills will take you places. Communication skills will enable you to communicate your ideas, to pitch even your business concept. You can never be funded or you can never be successful at your business if you are not able to provide a clearer picture of your pitch, and this requires clearer communication skills. Then we have the problem-solving skills. Every entity has challenges, and basically problem-solving is key. You have to solve issues here and there so that you balance interests and you balance varying opportunities that are coming. So you need all this. Then we have the leadership skills, analytical skills. Those are very, very key. We have the project management skills. Yeah. So we have the professional project management courses that would enable you to have these project management skills. You might be having the skill, but you need certification that would basically enhance your marketability. For example, we have PMP. PMP is a course in project management. It's a professional course that is undertaken by Project Management Institute from the US. It's internationally recognized. So look into that if you are interested in the area of project management. Then we have adaptability. As I told you, we live in a dynamic world and it requires adaptability, and especially remote opportunities, which you may need to work in a different place, which has a different culture, and organizations have different priorities. So you have to be adaptable to be able to cope with the job market. Then we have the interpersonal skills. Of course, this you have to possess them because maintaining personal relationships and collaborations is very key. I am here because of these interpersonal skills. I have interacted with Bankole, we have made friends, we have gone to different places, we have worked on projects because of the interpersonal skills. If I didn't reach out to him, he didn't reach out to me, we wouldn't be where we are currently. And we wouldn't have made a change across Africa to the young people. We wouldn't have achieved a situation where young people have opportunities within Africa. So that is it about interpersonal skills. We have the time management skills. For you to be productive and to meet deadlines, even in your businesses, you have to be a good time manager, because many organizations, if you're seeking employment, wouldn't want people who are not timekeepers. We have remote opportunities currently, which demand for self-driven individuals. By self-driven and self-discipline means you're really good at keeping time without supervision. And it is good to keep schedules, and this will make you so productive, and it will actually put you on demand and marketable to make money. And then we have the customer service skills. Of course, these are obviously service-oriented, and it ensures that you retain your clientele for those of you who are in business. And for those of you who are employed, it also impacts success to your organizations. Yeah. So now we have looked at all these skills. We have looked at how you can identify if you have such skills. So why can't we also look at how these skills can be transformed into the streams of income? Yeah. And this is actually a very interesting area, because some of you are asking, now, how do I make money? Yeah. Before you make money, think about what you have. Yeah. Biblically speaking, you cannot get anything from an empty hand or from an empty head. Having identified, oh, this is what I have, and you acknowledge, and really you are sure about yourself, and you really are confident that indeed you have this, then use it to make money. So how do you make money? Let's go dive straight into some of the skills and the potential income sources that you could make. We have the technological skills. I have told you about the programming. Programming is actually a top skill in the world, and people are making money out of it through the virtual opportunities, remote. For example, we have issues of cybersecurity. With a lot of internet and usage and users in the technological spaces, we require cybersecurity specialists. And one of the skills that would earn you profitability or marketability would be cybersecurity related roles. Then we have the IT support. Yeah, we have the software development, and we have platforms, which I will also take you through later, because some of you are asking, now this programming, how do I gain this? I don't have this skill. What about cybersecurity? I'll also take you through the platforms, the potential platforms where you can get these skills, and the potential platforms where you can equally get employment if you put your you market yourself properly. Then the potential income would be out of freelancing in these remote opportunities. And then, of course, issues of cyber development. There are so many, yeah. Microsoft has been looking for people, IBM has been looking for people, but basically there are no there are not so many skilled people. That's why we have a few who are taken and there are employment gaps. Then we have healthcare related courses or healthcare related skills. This would be like medical coding. Right now we have a situation where there are platforms where they are self-diagnosing. We have nursing courses. We have medical research. Of course, nurses are required everywhere. You need to just be creative and create opportunities. You can do home nursing. We have people who are just from hospitals and they require the after hospital care. Why can't you be that creative? If you are having a skill in the nursing, instead of saying the hospitals are full, you are not employed, why can't you be creative and look out for people who are just being dismissed from hospital or who are coming out of hospital to recover from home? You can create that opportunity of taking care of these people at a small fee, making sure they are getting their medication at the right time and just taking care of them, looking out for their diet and all that. It's a job you can create for yourself. So we have also the physical therapies. You can do the massage, the home massages and all that. Those are the many opportunities you can come across. Then we have the finance related opportunities. We have the virtual financial analysis. With programming, you can basically look out for the financial analytical processes in modeling and creating models for the real markets. We have accounting, we have investment management, and auditing as well. Yeah, so the potential income streams from these financial specific opportunities would be personal financial planning. So many people do not know how to plan themselves financially. They have money, they lose it out. So you can become a personal financial planner. You can have clients coming to you. We have marketing related skills where the potential income would be freelance marketing, SEO consulting. I was mentoring somebody who currently who is running about 10 companies and he's looking forward to 50 companies. And in each company is getting 5,000 Kenya shillings per month. So meaning if he gets to about 50 companies, that would be around 250,000 Kenya shillings. And that's quite a lot of money. We have education, which is curriculum development. We have a lot of platforms which we'll also look at where you can just go to and post your course contents. And now with the AI tools, you can come up with the course content which is relevant to the subject matter and you post online and you get your money. We have the construction related courses, we have the skills, we have the creative arts, we have manufacturing, hospitality, and legal. I have also highlighted each potential income streams from them. We will share to you all these notes so that you are able to identify the area where you're basically you can work on, or the area where you can just use your transferable skills for a potential income streams. I have clearly highlighted, so you will look at it. And I believe when we are following up in the next 1 or 2 months, you will all have, if you followed this, you will all have gotten some income making streams from your potential transferable skills. So there are people who will tell me, I'm not skilled and I'm not a bookworm. I do not want to learn anything. It's tiresome. We have options for you. I remember Bankole was explaining about a madman. If a madman can get something done, what about you? Yeah. look at issues of talents. We have talents, we have skills. Of course, skills, we have already looked at it. We have gifts and we have hobbies. So some of you will ask, what are talents? What are these hobbies? I thought talents are hobbies. So now, what are talents? Talents are just natural abilities. You are born with these talents. There are people who can put their, I mean, they can wrap their legs on their neck. That's a talent. You are born with it. It's something unique to you. Why can't you just go entertain people? People will be amazed and they'll definitely, you'll earn from it. Yeah, because it's impressing people, you know. It's an impressive kind of a thing, career you could get into. Then we also have things like singing, athleticism, and all that. Those are just talents. Then skills is what we have just talked about. These are just abilities that are gotten through practice over time. And I told you how to acquire them is because you have been practicing them. So you identify them from where you have been practicing them over time. You have also trained them, and through education, whatever you learned in school is basically a skill. And whatever you have been practicing at work. You know, some of you would tell me, I'm an administrator at work, but I have never learned or I've never studied administration. As long as it's what you can do within your capability, you can make money out of it. Then we have gifts. Yeah. So these are just innate qualities that often feel effortless. When you do something so effortless, it's a gift. Yeah. You know, there are people who are automatically empathetic. When you talk about a situation, they cry. You even wonder, why is this person so empathetic? As an empathetic person, you can create opportunities in the hospitality industry or where we have injuries or the sick people. You can just be there, entertain them and all that. That's a way of creating an opportunity for yourself. Yeah, then we also have hobbies. Yeah. So hobbies are just done for pleasure and relaxation. You can be employed and at the same time you're into consultancy, but you're exercising your hobby. I'll talk about myself. I have done a lot of things as much as I'm employed. I'm running a consultancy. At the same time, I'm running a company. At the same time, I've been having chicken, rabbits. Bankole visited a place where I have these things. He can attest to you. I have had goats, dairy goats, many of them, in a city where people are asking me, how do you have these goats in a city? How do you manage? So these are some of the hobbies. And it feels good when you're coming from work, if for those of you who are employed or when you're having a tired day, you come and feed your rabbits, you come and do your gardening. We have different things you can do. So these are hobbies. Hobbies are just done for pleasure and relaxation, but at the same time, they can earn you money. Yeah. So how can skills become businesses? Yeah, skills that can become businesses are like graphic design. We have platforms where you can learn graphic design skills so that you just start a freelance business in graphics design. You just open a small studio where you are creative, you create logos, you create letterheads. Like I saw this very good poster that has been posted before the training. It's a very creative thing. You could do that, and of course, you can learn this skill. So you can also do branding in the same way. So we have coding, programming, and mining. These things have platforms where you can learn. We have photography skills. Basically, currently, with a lot of technology, we don't have the manual photographs. You can get a nice smartphone and you really work out your way. You start a photography business for events. You create nice portraits and you sell them out. We have digital marketing, yeah, where you can create an agency to just help market different businesses and you walk around to advertise them. We have pastry, cooking, baking businesses where you just create a bakery and just specifically deal with pastries, or even you can create a food truck and go to where people are, there is high traffic of employees. During lunch hour, you move out with your truck and you sell your food. Yeah. So we have the tutoring or teaching business. Yeah. You can equally start an online in-person tutorials. We have various platforms, even TikTok, which people don't take it for seriously. You can start something. You can start short tutorials and online courses, and you will gain traction within time. We have consulting businesses. If you know you are an expert in something, that is basically where you consult. Then you start getting into business. You start joining communities with similar interests. You also start joining groups which are practicing the same thing. That is where now you can get market for your skill. Then we have the fitness training, because people are becoming very health conscious. Someone is looking at their belly, it's big. Someone is looking at their health. So basically, this is a very marketable course, just becoming a trainer. And of course, it comes with the talent or passion. Yeah. So you look at what people are concerned about. If people are concerned about weight loss, weight gain, then this is basically it's a possibility. Then we have crafting. Yeah. Of course, handmade crafts are very creative. And some of you would tell me, oh, I don't have a skill and all that. With this, you can learn. We have YouTube videos on how to make stuff from recyclable materials. Not expensive. Recyclable means you can take eggshells and make something beautiful out of it. You can take a waste tissue, that tissue waste paper, to make something out of it, a wall decor out of it, so that it creates some money for you. Then we have the project management consulting. Of course, you specialize in projects. So we also have the video production. Yeah. So you can create content and make money out of it. We have a lot of language translation platforms. You can know a language or a local language. For instance, you know Swahili, and you'd want to translate it for people in Japan who would want to visit Swahili nations. There are language translation platforms where you can document a language and post it, and you earn money out of it. Social media management, we've talked about event planning and video production. All those things can make you money. Yeah. So let's look at passive and active skills. We've talked about an 8 to 5 job. We've also talked about a job you can do virtually or remotely. When money is coming, you're making money from your absence, means you are passive. But if you're making money presently, means it's an active role. So when talking about active roles, we have freelance consulting. Of course, for consulting, you have to be there. For a web developer, you have to develop a website. It's a freelance service. You can develop and make money out of it. Teaching on tutorials, you have to be present. That's why it's an active. So you can you can become even a math tutor. You come up with calculations and you post them virtually, and people view, and you get money out of those views. Look at the sales and marketing, event planning. Those are some of the active income roles. Another one is graphic design, personal training, writing and editing. Those are some of the active income opportunities. But we also have passive. And passive is when now you'd want to make money absently. Even if you're not there, money is just coming in. You can create content on YouTube, and whenever people are viewing, You may be doing something else, but the moment people get into your video and they view, you can create money out of it. We have real estate investments. For example, you construct a real estate residential apartments or whatsoever. Money comes every month. Rental comes from tenants. You don't have to be there seated and waiting for tenants to give you money. No, it just comes. Then we have digital products. We've talked about creating content. Creating content, you can create a language, you can translate a language and document it. You can create a content which is very interested and interesting and document it. You make ebooks. And out of the ebooks, when people are reading, you're making some other sources of income, and that's a passive kind of income. So we have also things like stock photography. So you just create nice photos and you make money from the royalties and all that. So we also have affiliate marketing. Like you earn money from blogging, you know. There are interesting topics you could blog about. Of course, you have to be real and authentic. And of course, you promote affiliate links. And in those blogs, you get money because you have affiliate links coming up and you get requests from businesses. We have the app development. Of course, it comes with programming. We've talked about learning programming skills. Cisco as an organization has been very good and instrumental at free programming courses because not so many people are into programming. So they give opportunities for people who are willing. So you can learn the app development. You can create mobile apps. You can learn from even ads that are over time. So we have royalties like books, music. We have real estate, crowdfunding, where you just come together and you earn money from property investments or group property investments. Then having done that, we can also look at platforms where you can earn these transferable skills and platforms where you can also earn this, you can also earn revenue from these transferable skills. Now that you know you have a talent, you have a skill, or you are actually you are talented in a way, you just own these things, you are ready now to start earning. But how will you? So let's look at these platforms where you can just start off with. We have Upwork. Yeah, some of these platforms keep coming in and out because of the traffic of workload. You could get that they are crowded. People are looking for opportunities in the same. Then you move to another. You keep on checking from platform to the other to ensure that you're generating some income. So we have Upwork. Upwork, if you are good at writing, graphic design, web development, marketing, project management, and even customer support, you can actually go to Upwork as long as you put also your profile properly. So this is just a freelance job opportunity platform where you can just work on an hourly basis. You could be employed, but you're actually creating some time to just work on it. You could also be owning a business, but you have some time to work on it. Then we have Fiverr. Fiverr is a digital marketing or video editing, content creation. If you are skilled in these things, digital marketing, video editing, content, and freelance writing, you can basically go to Fiverr and start a business. Yeah. So this will be helpful because you'll be having the upselling services. Then we have the LinkedIn Profinder. Yeah. In this, we have consulting, coaching, career counseling, freelance writing, marketing strategy. If you know your talent or your skills fall under this, then you'd go for this platform. And of course, you can generate here money through coaching services and stuff like that. Then we have the Etsy. Yeah. If you are talented or you are good in crafting, graphic design, photography, and digital products, then definitely Etsy is the what to go for. Then, of course, most of you know about YouTube. And as we speak, we are on YouTube. This is where you can create content. Of course, good content, content that would build people. Then if you are talented in video editing, like you can see here, Carlos Development has really come up with a very good, elaborate, and clear videos. And definitely they are very helpful to you, and each one of you can see clearly. Yeah, then we have Udemy. Udemy is basically where you can earn skills, where you can train yourself. For example, if you want basic skills like public speaking, in your various subject and other subject area matters, you go to Udemy. Then you can earn passive income by just creating and selling online courses. Yeah. So basically you need to learn how to create online content before now you sign up for Udemy. It requires also another way, learning for you to just know how to maneuver through or to move through the Udemy platform. Then we have the Teachable, of course, still the course creation and instructional design. You can earn from there. We have the Amazon Kindle direct publishing. Of course, if you have graphics, you're talented in writing, creating book covers, which you can sell them at a cheaper rate to people who are producing books and all that. You can earn royalties from them, from the sales and package backs, paperbacks on Amazon. So basically, you can design for them and just get an opportunity of earning your income from there. So we have Shopify, which is, or some people call it Shopify, which is an e-commerce platform. This is for people who are good in marketing and sales. So you can definitely benefit from that kind of platform. Then we have many other platforms. We will share this information to you so that you see what is suitable for you. We have the Patreon, Medium, eBay, Airbnb. Airbnb, you know it, most of you, because it's basically a property management platform. If you are good in real estate and property, basically you will definitely go for Airbnb. We have TopTal, we have AngelList, we have Skillshare, Duolingo, where you can learn a new language and at the same time you'd want to actually translate a language to the others. You basically start with Duolingo. It's an interesting platform that you could actually have content regarding any language you'd want to learn. We have AngelList, we have Skillshare, yeah. So we have, having looked at the platforms you can earn transferable skills for revenue generation, let us also look at platforms where you can apply the transferable skills. Yeah, we have platforms where you can learn from and where you can apply these skills. But some of the platforms are cross-cutting. You can equally learn from them, and at the same time, you can apply for opportunities through such platforms as well. We have the Upwork. If you are talented in writing, graphic design, web development, marketing, project management, and customer support, you can earn from this platform by just completing freelance projects. And that's why I was telling you time management is very key. Sometimes you're given timelines at an hourly rate. If you deliver within that timeline, then you get your pay. That's why time management comes to play, apart from just writing and graphics and all that. Then we have the Fiverr. Fiverr is also a digital marketing and video editing. If you are so into creative designs, you create into creativity and illustrations, then Fiverr is the best place to be. And basically, how you get into it is basically starting a base price. You set up a price and a potential for the upselling of the services. But of course, it depends on your first projects, how you deliver. Then we have the LinkedIn Profinder, basically for consultants. if you're in consulting, coaching, and anything to do with career, freelance writing, marketing strategy, that is the best place to be. So you can generate your income here through consulting, coaching services, and even we're providing clients with projects on an hourly rate or an hourly basis. So that's where also time management comes to play. Then we have Etsy, yeah. So Etsy also goes hand in hand with people who are creative. If you are having a talent in creativity, you can learn from the platform, but at the same time, you can earn money through crafting the graphic designs, photography. Some of you may not be skilled, but you're so talented in a way that when you come up with something or an illustration, it is very elaborate. Yeah. So we have other platforms like YouTube, Udemy, Medium, eBay. We'll share with you all this so that you are able to just look at them clearly and relate to whatever skills you have. Yeah, and I'm sure it will be very useful to you. Others include Shopify, Patreon, Teachable, Amazon Kindle, Airbnb, TopTal, Angelist, Skillshare, all this, yeah, they will be basically very helpful, yeah. So thank you for listening to me. I hope you have really enjoyed. And in case there is any questions, I welcome.
Wow, this is amazing. Wow, wow. Thank you very much for this very practical and detailed presentation. I mean, very practical and detailed. I've learned a lot personally. I mean, I was just thinking while you were, presenting, I was thinking how we can, of course, we'll still talk about that later on. Like I said before, also, we have this particular training in series, just like we have the Health is Wealth conference in series. So we will have this one in series because I believe this is a major area, major aspect people really need to be aware of, and we can't even finish talking about everything in a single conference. So it has to be in series. And the also there are a couple of our members too that would have been here today, but there's particular meeting that a couple of them are attending that clashed with this one. So that's why a couple of people also are not here. But thank God it's been recorded on YouTube. But I was thinking personally that there would be there where I'm still looking at that uh how we can make a bigger and better use, better maximize this particular training we've just had. I mean, just amazing, really quite amazing. But we'll discuss that after now. So I don't know how many people have actually learned quite a lot. It's really very simple. It's not complicated, very simple, very detailed and practical. It's practical. There are practical steps. I mean, it only takes someone who is really not serious not to have really gained a whole lot, not just something, gained a whole lot from this because as you have, in fact, you differentiating between, talent, skills, hobbies, and abilities. In fact, it's made a whole lot of difference, and you put practical examples to differentiate them. Platforms, how we can identify those skills. From because in fact, I was even writing, writing some of them. Some of them, it also helped me to personally identify some of the skills I have that peradventure I'm not consciously aware of them before, but from the presentation I've become consciously aware of them. Oh, okay, yeah, this and that. Yeah, I mean it's really quite practical. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for that. And Um, I well, let's see. Does anybody have any question or any contribution? Let me put it out first. Anyone with any question or any contribution? Of course, if not now, afterwards, any question that comes up, we can always push them to you for you to handle after now. When people, come back to watch it on YouTube, we can have some feedbacks and then we can push them back to you after now. So, personally, uh, I want to say, looking at all of this, the it is possible um to have you know uh, some abilities and some skills that are applicable both in the passive and also in the active stream. And then it's now a matter of how to maximize and balance things. So that's where capacity building comes in. So what would you say would be the role of capacity building in maximizing one's multifaceted potential and abilities?
Thank you so much, Bankole, for a very elaborate question. Capacity building is very key because we have multifaceted, multi-talented people. They are skilled, but at the same time, they have talent. And at the same time, they have various hobbies. So combining these things and balancing is very critical. And that's where capacity building comes in, just to help them balance and come up with a framework, a proper framework to just help them exercise these things at the same time. And that's why and how so many successful people have multiple streams of income, because they're applying their skills. On the other hand, they're applying their hobbies as well as their talents. So basically, you can generate income from different sources by a combination of all this. But basically, it calls for capacity building, as you put it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for that. I'm asking these questions for clarification's sake, in case of those who might have that kind of question in mind after now. And, of course, from my own knowledge of you, I mean, we've related very closely over the years, and I know quite well how multi-talented you are, and also, loaded with capacity. I know you have multiple streams of income. You are a mother of three, you are a wife, you are a CEO, you are a manager, you are a consultant, you are just everywhere. So the question would be, how do you, and of course, some people who are not even, doing like, they are not even doing like 50% of what you do, but they keep saying they don't have time. They keep saying, oh, they are busy. In fact, maybe someone is already a mother, maybe a mother of one, mother of two, a nursing mother, and nursing, of course, nursing a baby or nursing or rearing children. Let me put it that way. Generally, rearing children can be very much time consuming and all that. So, how were you able to navigate all these roads? And what would be your advice to people in that category, especially women now that might fall in that group, and even men also that peradventure have some, have that problem in terms of managing time to actually maximize their capacity and just while being narrow-minded, at the same time um being open-minded in terms of widening up scope to accommodate a whole lot, while still maintaining focus for result on each of those lists. I know you've done all these things over the years, so you have result, and you are one of the best persons that can also provide a kind of guide for people, coming in that direction. So, what would be your counsel and advice for people in that category?
Thank you so much, Bankole, for that important question. It's indeed a challenge to many people to balance different tasks and different jobs at the same time. Personally, I have been able to manage many opportunities or activities at the same time, or tasks at the same time, because one, I am able to plan my time properly, and I stick to what I plan. So it's about time management skills, coming up with an elaborate structure and calendaring it with tasks, highlighting the most important and the most urgent. So I have a task structure where I look at the urgent opportunities or the urgent tasks which I have to work on first, but there are those which are urgent but not important. We have important tasks, which I also consider, which may not be urgent but important. So it's about balancing all those tasks at the same time. Secondly, I have been able to leverage on the AI technology and the skills, because the more you enhance your skills, the more you know how to manage your tasks very fast and very quickly, but at the same time with a lot of integrity and a lot of accuracy. I am able to advise mothers, because I'm a mother as well, and I'm also married. You can actually balance if you manage your time properly. You don't have to strain yourself and leave your babies unattended. You can just balance by just creating a structure and a nice time management routine, making sure you make use of tools like the calendar. There are many tools which are in the technology. For instance, you can also make use of the time planner, the event planner, and all that. All those things are there. You can have those apps installed, and you are able to write down your activities so that you don't forget anything. But at the same time, you are able to balance things here and there. Yeah, I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, 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 you did. Yes, you did. So, one more thing. So maybe you can stop sharing your screen so that we have a full screen. So, one more thing. Thank you very much for that answer, for that practical explanation also. So, what would be what can you say, or let me say, what of course, for every road, definitely, um there are two sides to it. There will be the ups and of course the downs. There will be the pros and also the cons. There will be the times where it's as if, everything is just rolling in, and then there will be times it's as if, oh, in fact, you feel like giving up, you feel like, oh, this thing looks really tiring, it's consuming and all that. So, what do you think are some of the challenges in identifying and transferring these transferable skills? Because it's more or less like a journey, like an adventure. Okay. It's like a journey. So in the course of journeying from identifying into maximizing these transferable skills, what are some of the challenges people might come across? And what would be your advice for people to navigate those challenges and forge ahead?
Thank you very much. Of course, in identifying the transferable skills, we have challenges people may go through. Because first of all, if you do not understand your purpose, you might miss out a lot. And another challenge would be some people would be moving from one job to the other job, which is not actually in line with their skills, but they're into those jobs to make money. So that's a major challenge because of the job market is actually flooded. And we also have people with skills who are flooding the job market, but there are no opportunities for them. But the best way to navigate through all this is first to have a fueling force. And this fueling force would be these mentorship opportunities, these training sessions. Also, another fueling force would be looking into motivational books that would really fuel their potential and their urge to really look into their skills with keenness and venture into the job market. Another opportunity they would actually look into to curb these challenges would basically to create employment, self-employment, to just create jobs instead of looking for just employment. And creating jobs means looking for opportunities around. Anything you look at it as an opportunity. Even if it's a challenge, you turn that challenge into an opportunity for income generation. For example, if we have a lot of patients who are in a hospital and they have to, some of them have to be taken home for some kind of home care, like I talked about somebody who is skilled in nursing. Instead of just complaining about lack of jobs, they could create a job for themselves by attending to these patients who are recovering from hospital and those who are recovering from home, just to attend to them, give them drugs at the right place, the right time, make sure they're eating the right time, and they get money out of it. So those are some of the opportunities you could explore and taking advantage of these challenges. Then lastly, you have to be optimistic. You don't look at challenges as challenges. You look at challenges as an opportunity to achieve something better, and looking at opportunities as a way of improving a situation. Yeah. So basically, it's a way of just carrying out a SWOT analysis and making sure that you create greater potential out of it.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. That's great. One more thing. I think this particular one was coming to my mind first, but eventually it skipped off. I had to track it now. So this will be the final one I'll be asking. One of the challenges people have, maybe not me, I mean, it's just something general I've seen as one of the challenges people have. Of course, you can't be everywhere, fully doing everything personally. So it means, um, so let's say you have 5 channels and streams of income or transferable skills you want to turn into streams of income. What it means is you will need people, you will need personnel to join you in completing some relevant tasks. Okay, so it means there will be need for personnel management. Now, one of the challenges I've seen is actually getting the right personnel to get together on you. I mean, get together with you on that road to execute that project. It's one of the biggest challenges, personnel management, getting the right persons on your team. Now, how have you been able to navigate that road? What are the pros? What are the cons? What are your own tips or a set of rules or guidelines that have helped you from your experience, what you have learned so far? Of course, there will be people that you have worked with before. Peradventure you trusted them, but they had to, they taught you some lessons you had to relearn, and re-strategize. These things happen. So from experience, you learn, okay, personnel management is a whole theory on its own, where there are a couple of things you have to, break off, break down, learn, unlearn, relearn. And so from your own experience thus far, what would be your counsel as far as personnel management is concerned, getting the right people on your team? What are the pros? What are the cons? What are the experiences? What are your defined and prescribed rules that can help people navigate that route?
Thank you, Bankole, for that question. Of course, I agree with you. You cannot be a jack of all trades. You need people to ensure they do stuff on the side as you do something else. And people are a very critical part of a project. So what I have been able to do to be able to maneuver through handling people and making sure that whatever I delegate is properly done is I first of all get people on a platform where we have different personalities. I understand that people are different. And for you to, if you are able to understand the personality of all these people, then you are able to harness their talent in the right way. Some of the challenges are faced by managers because they are not able to understand the right talent or the right skill and potential from their employees. So an employee is misplaced into a task which they keep missing, and they keep just missing out unknowingly. So basically, it would be good to just understand the personality chart. You remember we talked about personality before, the various personalities, and how to maximally engage them based on their talent, skill, and hobbies. So you look at all these people all around. Secondly, how I maneuver is that I train, I mentor them, and as I train them, I do not really train them at a distance. I train them practically. I sit with them and I'm able to make sure they're able to gain traction. At the moment they're gaining traction, that's when I retract and I moved on to something else and mentor others. First of all, as I mentor them, I'm able to learn their personality. And for those I see red flags on, I put them on probation. And for those who are good, basically you would see them from their personality and everything and how they carry out tasks. You definitely consider them. Yeah, basically I do that. And I think that's all I do. I just use that personality chart to identify. And I work hand in hand with them as I look out for them. So definitely it's not just good to dismiss people from the onset, because it definitely you have to also take care about their emotions and everything. So the best way would just be to put them on a probation, monitor them, and whenever you identify the mistakes, you keep highlighting to them, this is why you will not continue with this kind of job. Yeah. I hope I have answered the whatever you have asked the question.
Yes, yes, yes. Brilliant. I was writing. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much for that. I mean, one thing I'm really grateful for is the blessing technology has given us, because technology has made us, yeah, technology has made it possible and easy for us to track everything that has been said in recording and also even on YouTube. So even on YouTube, we can always go back to catch up from the very beginning up until the end. over and over again for many years to come because the recording will forever be available on YouTube. So that's one of the blessings we are really happy for because it will have been a major loss. Because I personally want to believe we are only able to get 50% from a particular a particular training, listening to listening partaking in a particular training just for once. When you listen to the recording, then you gain more tracks. You have better advantages that you can maximize and profit from as far as that training is concerned. So personally, I'll go back to the recording and listen over and over again. And it's such a blessing tonight. Thank you very much. As always. As always. I've always known you. I thank you for the great work we've seen, the slides, the great work you put in putting the slides together. I wasn't disappointed. I've known you to be someone like that. Thank you for your diligence. We see your diligence in the preparation, in the slides, and we want to specially request that you share the slide with us. So we want to specially request for that. So please do share it with us. You can send it via mail or WhatsApp, whichever one is convenient for you. So we also have a copy of that. Thank you very much. And definitely, once we have feedbacks and questions from now, after now, we'll definitely get them across to you. And also, definitely, we have other editions of this same topic, of this same thing. So you can get set and get prepared for the other editions of this same theme. Thank you once again. It's a great pleasure having you tonight, and we're so grateful, so blessed, so impacted. And I know I'm not the only one. Can we appreciate our trainer tonight? Thank you for the time. I know, if I'm not mistaken, this should be midnight or thereabout, or close to midnight now in Kenya, right?
Yeah, it's 11.
So yeah, so it's 11 p.m., 11:07 p.m. in Kenya right now. So thank you very much for the time also. So can everyone just appreciate? I know a lot of, people have dropped their messages already for you. Thank you very much. We're so grateful. Thank you very much. And we love to have you again, again and again and again. Thank you for all you do. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Yes.
thank you everyone for being part of this conference today. So we're going to be moving to the next part of this um, conference tonight as we welcome Ms. Aderunke. So over to you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you very much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Susan Sagina. This is an awesome time. I learned a lot. Thank you so much for sharing from your
Thank you.
wealth of knowledge to us. Thank you so much, man. I believe the same applies to everyone on this channel. Yeah. So right now, I also have said this earlier. What we do is that we call one person out of the participants to give a vote of thanks. But since I did not announce that earlier, so I think I'll be the one doing that. So on behalf of Carlos Development Foundation, we want to say thank you once again to Mrs. Sagina. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the sacrifice. Thank you for everything. We really appreciate your diligence and also your sacrifice. Thank you so much, ma. And we are hoping that we'll be having you again with us next time. And also, I want to say big thank you to also to KDL. This is supposed to be done by the participant, but since I did not announce and I didn't want to put anybody on the spot, so I will just, on behalf of KDF, I want to say thank you to KDF for this awesome resource that we are putting out there. Thank you so much, and we trust that God will continue to empower us to keep on giving more to the community in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so over to you, Mr. Bankole.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure Mr. Awudele can come off, so I'm not sure he can come off. So I'll just quickly take the announcement as we round off tonight. So, once again, this is our conference for August. So the next edition of this conference comes up next month. Most times, like 98% of the times, this conference comes up on the last Saturday of the month. Okay, last Saturday of the month. And of course, today is also the last Saturday of the month of August. So most likely also we have it in the last, either the second to the last or the last Saturday of September. So just keep an eye on our pages, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, and also on Facebook, Instagram, and other platforms. So we are on all those platforms. So keep an eye. You will definitely get to know what we're going to be talking about next month, what dates, what speakers will be coming to train us next month. And we also want to let you know that we have a WhatsApp platform and also Telegram where we share daily opportunities with people, majorly scholarships, fundings for different purposes to study at the bachelor's level, master's level, PhD level, to attend conferences, to attend internships, even including job opportunities, we share these things on a daily on a daily basis with people on our platform on WhatsApp specifically and on Telegram. So in case you have not joined or you are not or you want to join, so you can always reach out to us to be part of that WhatsApp and Telegram community. And also we encourage you to follow us on our media channels. We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and also on YouTube. So do well to follow us. Okay, so you get these daily updates. Okay, so you can click on the link in the chat box. And for those on YouTube, all you need to do is to subscribe to that channel. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, please do well to subscribe. And don't just subscribe alone, turn on the notifications bell. Okay, so you get notified each time we load a content on our page, and also each time we come live on our page, you get notified so you don't miss anything. And don't just turn on the notifications bell alone, also give a like. And we also encourage you a step further, drop a comment. Okay, so if you have been blessed, you have been imparted by this training, just drop a comment. Amazing, great, wonderful, interesting. Thank you, Madam Susan. We love you. We thank you, and all of that. So just drop your comment. So that will go a long way also. And if you want to get across to us and you don't know how to do that, you can always also drop your comments under this video. So we'll always get back to you in case you want to get across to us and you don't know how to do that. Just lay hold on one of our channels, drop your question, your query, your feedback. You can also give a feedback on any of our platforms. We will take it very seriously. And we also appreciate you for that. We welcome feedbacks, very important. Feedbacks are part of the things that provide a kind of support and a give back that we demand from you also. Of course, what we do is free, but the payments we demand from the public is feedbacks. Okay, feedbacks. We want feedbacks, we want your comments, we want your contributions, we want your encouragement, and also we want your participation in what we do. And that's the kind of feedbacks. That's the kind of feedback, that's the payment we want from you. Everything we do is free. And of course, don't give any attention to anybody asking you for any fee for any of what we do at Carlos Development Foundation. Okay, so please take note of that. And that takes us to the end of this conference today. So the next edition is going to be next month, as said. So keep an eye on our pages. You get updates, definitely. Thank you once again, Madam Susan. We are so happy, so grateful. Thank you for your time. Thank you. I know you're a very busy person for you to have been available. I know, you had to deny yourself and shave off some things on your table. Thank you for clearing your table for us today. Thank you very much. And
Thank
we
you.
know quite well, definitely, by the reason of your commitment and your membership of the advisory board, you will always be available for us when we call. Thank you once again. So,
Thank you.
everyone, thank you very much, and do have a great night rest. Thank you, and bye.
And bye.